Welcome to the Grow Your Business Cleveland video series. Co-producing and appearing in the series, the talented GYB CLE Interns. Supporting sponsors include NOAC, a regional partnership of Chambers of Commerce. New Image Media, Northeast Ohio's most recognized name in video for business.
In this episode, Jim Smith, executive coach, change consultant, and lover of dark chocolate, shares how to become an unstoppable force for personal transformation. After the tip, we go backstage where Jim shares living his own advice at home, why he worships the forces of darkness, how to build a confident body, and more.
My name is Jim Smith, the Executive Happiness Coach, and today I'm going to be sharing with you how to become an unstoppable force for personal transformation. The first step on a personal transformation journey is awareness. You have to start with where you are, becoming aware of how you're showing up in the world, what it is that's getting in your way, what it is you want to change. You have to create clarity around that. You also have to have awareness around where you're going. What do you want to be different in your life, or in your leadership, or in your presence, or what habit do you want to shift to? You'd be surprised at the large percentage of people I encounter who show up with not goals. We work to create a clearer vision of where they want to be. The second step in the process is exploration. Once you know where you're going, now let's step back and look at possible routes to get there. What are some personal habits, behavior shifts, thinking patterns, or even the way you walk, talk, sit, stand, and breathe that you would like to be different? What are some new approaches you might experiment with? After exploring the full range of options, the next step is to design what it is you're going to do. So to move from all the possibilities converging down to selection of a habit, a shift, a change that you're going to commit to do that will move you along on your journey. Finally, if you don't put anything into practice, you're never going to move. So the last stage of my process I call practice times 3. Practice, practice, practice. This part of your journey is about stepping into the discomfort of something new, something you haven't done before. And in order to make it a new habit, you have to lay down new synapses, new neuronal connections in your brain. And the only way you can do that is by repeating the new thing over and over again 100 times until it becomes not uncomfortable, and then 1,000 times until it becomes autopilot for you. That's how you become a force for unstoppable personal transformation.
Up next, we get to know Jim. According to a Pew Research report, a record 60.6 million Americans lived in multi-generational households in 2014, defined by Pew as having 2 or more adult generations, or grandparents and grandchildren.
So I don't just preach and teach change, I actually live it. So here's a little story about something that's happening with me. Several years ago, my wife and I were flipping and rehabbing houses in our local neighborhood. And during that time, my future son-in-law came to live with us. He ended up helping us redesign one of the houses and then said, hey, why don't Kelly and I live there? And then before you knew it, fast forward a few years, we had grandkids in that house, and the dog and the kids thought they lived in both houses. So we came up with this brilliant idea. Why don't we combine households? So we did. We designed and built a multi-generational home, which is a really, really cool thing until the day we moved. And about 2 weeks after the move, I found myself up in the middle of the night, literally walking into a wall. Changing a residence after 39 years is so disorienting. It took me 6 months to adjust to this whole process. And during this whole time, I'm using my own coaching to say, okay, Jim, let's kind of get oriented. You got to change a process here. So I really do live this. And when my clients talk to me about the discomfort of change, I go, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
In this next backstage story, Jim shows us his dark side.
I am the executive happiness coach, but the secret is that I worship the forces of darkness. Dark beer, dark coffee, and dark chocolate. So when it comes to beer, 3 years ago, I discovered the app Untapped. And every time I drink a new beer, and I pursue new ones all the time, I rated it on Untapped. And I just recently received a message from Untapped that says, congratulations, you've been on our app for 3 years. And during that time, you've rated 577 different beers. So I did the math and realized that means a new beer every 1.9 days. Once I got into coffee tasting and enjoying coffee in different ways, I kind of became obsessive about it. I currently have 12 different ways to make coffee at my house. I can make Greek coffee, I have a Europress, a French press, an American press, a Costa Rican pour over. I can make hot coffee, I can make cold coffee, dark coffee in any form. Fabulous. Because I'm an expert in dark chocolate, people often ask me, where's the best dark chocolate? For me, the best dark chocolate in Cleveland is Lily Homemade Chocolates in Tremont. They have an amazing blend of dark chocolate, and the owner there knows how to make it like dance.
Wikipedia's definition of semantics is a field within bodywork and movement studies, which emphasizes internal physical perception and experience.
One of the things that I really enjoy is my embodiment work. I've done a lot of training in the field of somatics. So I do a lot of work with people's bodies, and including my own. I like to dance a little bit every day and keep myself very aware of being physically present. And so that's also work that I do with some of my clients. So I'm going to do a little demonstration with one of the interns here. Ash, you want to come on over? One of, if not the most common issues that my clients bring to me is confidence. Developing a stronger presence, more confidence on stage when they're speaking to employees, they have to present to the board, etc. So, and I know you were really intrigued by that. So I'm going to show you how I help my clients build a confident body. This is part of the embodiment piece. So first, I invite you to pay attention to your roots, okay? So I want you to place your feet shoulder width apart, balance your weight between your hips, and I'm gonna touch, okay? So notice what happens just by moving your feet a few more inches apart. You're immovable, right? So notice how solid you feel. Now, use your whole spine. Just stand as tall as you can. When you are using your full height, you put off an energy that is gonna overpower the 6'5" guy who's slumping over, because you're really in your power. And the last piece of building a confident body is to look out at the horizon. Keep your chin up. You got your eye on the future, right? Now, how do you feel in this?
Pretty badass.
Pretty badass, yeah! That's what I love to hear, okay? And I noticed the last thing you added here was a smile. Moving from a confident body to a happy body, that's the one difference. Put on that smile. And then the thing is, that doesn't necessarily make you a confident person, but the more often you put on that body on purpose and you wear it, your body gets used to it, and pretty soon the emotion of confidence just starts to show up. This is the same process I went through to build it in myself, and so there you go.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
So how did Jim score as a Grow Your Business Cleveland expert? We gave a thumbs up for personal transformation tips, practicing what he teaches, dark beer, dark coffee, dark chocolate, and dancing every day.
Special thanks goes to our Grow Your Business Cleveland contributing experts for supporting our mission of growing business and kickstarting careers in Northeast Ohio. So don't miss a video or an opportunity to be part of the show. Subscribe at GYBCLE.com and follow us on our social media channels. And remember, if you like it, share it.